I just want to say, you need to understand the principles for wealth creation. Principles for wealth creation. I'm not going to scream at you. I'm going to be very slow so that you understand principles. Principles never change. If you don't apply them, they will not work. If you violate them, they work against you. There are places where your money is hidden. One of the places is people. The person seated next to you could be having your money, if not your thousands or not your millions. Money is hidden in problems. Problems. Find a problem, solve it, and you have your money. Money is hidden in the lives God has given us, the gifts, the talents, the skills, the resources, the money. Money is hidden in the gifts and the talents. Money is hidden in opportunities. Opportunities come. There are a time that they carry expiry dates. There are opportunities, if you don't capture them, you may never see them again. Money is hidden in products and the services you offer. The products, the way you label them, the way you market them. You know, from the 50s, I have seen Coca-Cola and the Fanta advertised. And you wonder why. They are still leading in the market. They have a product they know people want. Money is hidden in ideas. Ideas. If you have an idea, you put it down. You present it. That's where your millions are tied. Money is hidden in a vision. Do you have a vision? Where there is no vision, people perish. In other words, where there is a vision, people live. Money is hidden in work. And I handled that this morning. Money is hidden in seeds. Your future is the seed hidden and buried in you. The you that you'll be 20, 30, 50 years is in you. So you need to discover, bring it out. Money is hidden in your Creator. Your Creator. God is your Creator. And He has things He has for you. 2 Thessalonians 3 and 10. 2 Thessalonians 3 and 10. I want to say, the scripture says, yourselves know how you ought to follow us. Even when we were with you, we commanded that if any could not work, neither should he eat. This morning, you have no right to demand food if you don't work. You either use your brain, you either use your hands, you either use anything that God has given you. You may be a farmer, you may be a government worker, you may be a fisherman like Peter and Andrew, You may be involved in building trades, an engineer, a carpenter, a plumber. You may be an architect. You may be something that the people require. Or you may be a tax collector, an accountant, an economist. You may be a retailer like Lydia. She was trading in clothes. There's a sister in the church who was a civil servant. And she discovered in her office people wanted to dress good. So she would go to the mitumba, get them, take them to the laundry, have them nicely pressed, and she could use a certain nice scents she could sell in the office. And then she discovered she was making more than what the government was giving her. She registered a company. She started doing business. She runs a number of outlets. She has built her own facilities. I'm talking of rentals. She goes to Turkey. She gets clothes and she sells them. If you are here, you are seated and you are hearing me, there is money to the person seated next to you. If there is a lady, that's where the money is. Ladies are very careful with their hair. They are very careful with their faces, their eyelashes, very careful with their lips, nails, the kind of clothes, the perfumes, the shoes. And if you manage to create a product that will attract women, you will be dancing to the bank. I'm telling this to you for free. There is money in people. Now, I want to give you a few rules that you need to know about money. But before I go to that, may I mention a few scriptures? The consequences of being lazy. Proverbs 6 and 6. Proverbs chapter 6, verse number 6. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Ants are very small little insects, but they make a lot of things. Even I watched here in the building, there is a place where they have innovated the timber, and they have done quite some destruction. They build those ant hills, and they are very powerful. Work like an ant. Never sleep when it is harvest time. Proverbs 10, verse number 5. I told you, I'm just teaching. Proverbs 10 and 5. He that gathereth in the summer is a wise son, but he who sleepeth in the harvest is a son that will cause shame. Your summer days is when you are a teenager and even before 40. Young people are here. You are enjoying your summer if you are a teenager. This is the time to invest into education. It's the time to invest into a career. It's the time to perfect your career. Get all the education you can. Get married to the right spouse. Be a saver, not a consumer. Understand the rules that govern money. What is Nairobi Forex? What is the money market? Why are there particular companies that keep talking about money? What will happen if you started saving and investing? Saving and investing. Stop thinking about wonderful suits and the styles. You are not in any version competition. Put your money where it belongs. I, as Church Gichana, I save money weekly to a particular platform. And I made sure that I know their pay bill. If I have money which is lingering with me, even if it is on the weekend, I send it there. I put it forward. Even while I'm asleep, that money is working for me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You become a millionaire by what you do daily. You become a millionaire by what you do daily. How you utilize your time between 8 and 5. What you do with the money that it comes on your way. Be advised. Never sleep. Your summer is when you are working. Your summer is when you are growing. And always remember, from childhood you are climbing. When you hit 40, you begin to level, then now you begin to go down. So what you have done in your teenage years, right to 40, is very important. Because that is what will give you your years of 70, 80, 90, 100. So the sausages you eat, and the powerful suits, and the shoes you carry will never be around when you are 80. Save for the rainy day. Utilize your summer before winter comes. Proverbs 12:27. Proverbs 12:27. The wisdom of Solomon. The slothful man, the lazy man, roasted not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of the diligent is precious. Hunters will have something to roast. I don't know how many hunters are here. Hear this for free. This is what the banks teach people. This is what the economists go to school to study. And in the church, we are speaking too many tongues. We are fasting a lot. And we are losing precious game. Find something to roast. I say this at my age. There are things I'm saying to do today, my brother Mutuli. If I knew them when I entered Deliverance Church, and I practiced them, my story could have changed. I know the Lord has favored me. Hear me and hear me. I'm speaking when I'm in my 70s. So if you are in your 30s, hear this from an old man. Don't speak in tongues a lot. Go to school. Work. Invest. Search, think, investigate, discover, apply. Proverbs 10:26. Solomon is my great professor. Great professor. It says, a vinegar, Proverbs 10:26. Vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him. When you take vinegar, it's your teeth, smoke is your eyes, you are not able to see. When you are lazy, you don't know where you are going. My younger sister who is here in your 20s, this is not the time to fall in love. It's the time to stand in love. It's the time to invest. And I tell young girls and I tell young women, be an investor. When somebody says, I love you, you are an angel. First of all, tell him angels don't walk on earth. That's deception. Show him your papers. Tell him I have a master's. What do you have? Tell him I've got 5 properties. I have some buildings where I'm drawing rent. What do you put on the table before I say yes to you? And my young sisters, hear me and hear me well. Don't think a man is going to turn your life around. You have the brains, you have the heart. Understand what Bishop Gichana is saying. I'm a grandfather. I'm not a beginner. I'm not looking for anybody to love me. I got loved very many years ago. The young men who are here, be an investor. Don't be a consumer. If you see people buying property, please use the circle. Get the property to your advantage. If you hear people are buying land 10 miles out of Embu, and they say you measure 10 kilometers from the city center, 10 miles away, that's where the city is going. Today, there are people who never believed Nairobi will go to Chucha. In much of the buildings downtown Nairobi, nobody needs them because of traffic congestion. They are looking uptown, upmarket, they call it. That's the language. Uptown, upmarket. Hey. Ondoa Moshi. Na wanasema wataalamu ujana ni moshi. And at the times you are very hazy, you don't see tomorrow. Proverbs 15:19. Proverbs 15 and 19. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 19. The way of the slothful man is as the hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain. Njia ya mtu ambaye ni mzembe, mzurulaji, umuntu mworo, umuntu mulili. It's like having a fence of thorns. Enchira yaye, igesiikire n'amagwa. Amagwa y'omusogwa. You may never cross those thorns. And many of us are suffering from what I call cultural impediment. Many of us carry these concepts. Women never invest. Young men never invest. If I invest, people will bewitch me, I will die. If I drive a good car, people will kill me. Get out of that. Get out of that. I can shout at the top of my voice. Remove those thorns of cultural barriers. Ignorance, economic ignorance, investment ignorance. Remove them. If you look at me, I am preaching with a passion. There are things I should have known 40 years ago. Pastor Njoroge. And you don't need the 40 years to discover. I have packaged them for you in this teaching. Can you say amen? And I'm not going to charge you, because I'm not speaking from Hilton Hotel or a Serena Hotel downtown Nairobi, because you've got to sound like you're more in Nairobi. I'm doing it in Embu, Deliverance Church, for free. Lift up your hand and say, thank you, Lord, for this servant of yours. Proverbs 18, verse number 9. Proverbs 18:9. He also that is slothful in his work is a brother to him that is a great waster. When you are slothful, when you are lazy, you have a cousin who is also called the great waster. You know, I watch people even in the church, when they are leaving the building, If you see them not switching off the lights, they are wasters. If you go to the bathrooms and you run, the taps are running, it's an indicator. We have a generation of wasters. You don't need 15 suits. You don't need 21 dresses. You don't need perfume costing 15,000. There's no competition in dressing and sending out your scent. Nobody's interested to know the way you are dressed. I want you to tell me, would you be dressed like that when you are 70, 80, and 90? You know, there are things that fascinate us. Hey. Somebody say, Bishop, you are all right. Say, you are good. New rules for money. Sheria mpya zinazotawala hela. Number one, knowledge. Number one is what? Knowledge. Number two, learning how to use debt to your advantage. Learning how to use debt. Because there are good debts and bad debts. Number three, learn how to control your cash flow. The money that it comes to you, how do you handle it? Number four, prepare for bad times and good times. Prepare for bad times and good times. You know, during the COVID, I used to get a lot of messages. Time to buy the shares, time to buy the shares, time to buy the shares, when everybody is selling. And if you invested when they were saying buy them, today you will be dancing and clapping. Because COVID came and passed. Drought and famine will become history. Are you hearing what I'm saying? There is what we call speed now. Speed now. Tumia mbio sasa. There are things that will take you very far. You are seated here with your computer and you are trading with the people in Japan. I went to purchase a car and somebody was scrolling and he was looking the car bazaar in Japan. And they're speaking the cars to bring them to Nairobi. You pick your car from Yokohama, Tokyo. Si hata wengine mumeitisha magari ukiwa kwa bedroom yako, unatumia computer online. There is a language money has. The money language. Let me begin to unpack what I have said. Money, knowledge. Knowledge is the new language. If you do it the way they have been doing it, you'll also end up the way they have ended up. And you'll get the results they got. Ukifanya vitu watu wamefanya, na ulikataa kubadilika, yale matokeo na majibu waliyopata itakuwa ni yako. I know some of us think, I build a good home, I have a bedroom, my children have got self-contained rooms. In every room there's a television, we have a lounge, I have a place I can see my guests, and you call it a great asset. You are aware it has no return on investment. It doesn't give you money at the end of the month. It's just a shelter. But if that house was somewhere where somebody was giving you rent, then you can say, I have an investment. Hello? You can have houses in Mombasa, generating money. Houses in Nairobi, generating money. You can have things that are streams that generate money to your life. Invest in personal development. I am talking about knowledge. Invest on your personal development. Read books, buy books, get CDs, get DVDs. Know more by observation and do it. If a brother tells you about land, I intend to do some development tomorrow. Observe, follow that individual. Number 2, learn how to use debt to your advantage. Know the good debt and the bad debt. Chua madeni mabaya na mazuri. If you take money to invest to generate income, that's not a bad debt. But if you take money to pay another debt, you are sinking. Good debt is a revelation, that's investment and wealth creation. If you take money to create investment, to create wealth, you are good to go. Bad debts is where you consume and you waste yourself on loans. They say invest where you get returns. There are a few things I'm going to say here. OPM. Everybody say OPM. Other people's money. Use other people's money. What is that? Money from the banks? Money from the circles? Money. Use other people's time. OPT. OPT. Other people's time. There are people, if you sit with them for 20 minutes, you'll hear them talking the language of a millionaire. Use other people's energy, OPE, other people's energy. Now that's why we use plumbers, we use electricians, that's why we go to the doctors, because they have energy to help us. Use other people's ideas, OPT. OPT. Other people's ideas. And the first step to become a wealthy person is to use and apply ideas. I never knew this, my brother Motuli. I did not know this in the 70s. There's a lot of ideas I had. But you know, I was a wild man preaching and shouting and screaming. There was nothing wrong in that. Create systems and structures. Create systems and structures. Save yourself time, energy, and the money. When the systems are in place, you are not bothered. Number 3, learn how to control cash flow. Cash flow. Your lifeblood of any serious business and the goal of any meaningful investment is to control your cash flow. Your lifeblood. How you handle money that comes on you. Men have businesses, but they have died by not managing and controlling the cash flow. Najua kuna watu wengi sana wana pesa. Wanaenda wanainvest. Hiyo pesa inamalizikia mochori inakufa. Mnakutana na ndugu anasema this is a very bad government. No, you did not manage your cash flow. Always diversify. When you want to invest, and you need some professional advice when it comes to things like real estate, capital markets, intellectual property, and the cash flows. Approach recession with the supernatural supply. When the times are bad, this is the time you need the supernatural supply. Please write this down. Supernatural supply. Isaac invested in bad times. Na alipata nini? He harvested 100-fold. How do you do this? By being a covenant connector. Connected to God. That's when you'll experience a supernatural. Look at me. During the COVID, we started building our apostolic center, my administration block, and the offices for the ministry. We envisaged we were going to use 30 million. But because of things climbing up, we ended up using 45 million. Na siku ile walisema kwamba hakuna mtu anaenda kanisa mnaweka mask. Niliweka mask nikaenda nikachimba mtaro. And in 1 year, 45 million raised a building. The bad times, my brother Muturi, my brother Njoroge, and the people are here. When you are in covenant with God, you will never lack. We are crying. COVID ilitumaliza. Kiangazi imetumaliza. But you know there are people making millions. You need to have multiple streams of income. Find a number of ways how money can come on your way. Tengeneza mitaro bwana, tengeneza channels. Number 4, prepare for bad times and good times. Because life is a cycle, not a straight line. The earth moves and rotates. So life rotates. Kukiwa na kiangazi, mvua inakuja, tunakaa kwa nyumba zetu, tunaona watu Githurai wanalalamika mafuriko. Si ndio? Hata mahali pale Mandera, mbuzi wamekufa kwa maelfu. Because life is in a cycle. Money goes through cycles. Lift up your hand and say, Lord, may I have a nose to smell times and seasons. Write this down. Financial intelligence. Financial intelligence. Proverbs chapter 6, verse number 6 to 11, study on the ants. Know how they work, know how they save, know how they store. Wewe kijana, ukianza kuweka pesa kando 500 kwa wiki, mwezi mzima hiyo ni pesa ngapi? 2,000. 2,000 kwa mwaka ni pesa ngapi? 24,000. In 10 years is what? 240. In 20 years is what? Huh? If I ask some of the people who have been working for those many years, how many would be having 500,000 in your account? But you know how we spend our money? Christmas, weddings, funerals, birthdays. And some of us feast on our money. Breakfast, mid-morning tea, lunch, 4 o'clock tea, then evening meal. This is for free. Principles of wealth creation. Save for the future. Please, you are writing, save for the future. Today, you can make a decision on daily or weekly savings. Never spend it all on your income. Always protect the spirit of spending money. Number 3, develop a saving culture. They tell me between 10 and 20% if you save, your tomorrow and your future is safe. Pay yourself fast. Pay yourself fast. Here is a program I've encouraged people to apply. Please put it down. It's called 10, 10, 10, 70. 10, 10, 10, 70. Tithe, 10%. Save, 10%. 10, emergency. 70 is your budget. And prioritize on your budget. Housing, transport, and food. 10, 10, 10, 70. Can we repeat that? It's not my formula. I got it from a brother from Ghana who used to work with World Bank. And they said, I'm a Christian. I apply this and it works for me. I don't want to ask how many of you tithe. You've got to sort out yourself with God. I don't know how many of us are putting away 10% for a rainy day. And you know, the emergency of 10% is the money that goes to weddings and the funerals and the social functions. 70 is where you address your sober, rational budget. Prepare for dry seasons. The dry seasons will come. Experts, teachers, if you were to live between 3 to 6 months, you need to have money which you are assured of. You saved money between 3 to 6 months. Use modern technology. I should be closing. Use technology. Understand how Wi-Fi's work, online trading, how you can put things online, how you can capture markets by being creative and innovative. Then I close on this. Learn the language of money. Learn the language of money. Hey, we study biology. We study physics, mathematics. We go to school, we study literature, isn't it? But we are never schooled on money. I'm told the Jewish businessmen have got places, different baskets. They give their children money. They tell them that basket is for God. This basket is for your future. This basket is for the things you want. I don't know what not. And the young Jewish children know that. That's why you will never beat a Jew in business. Israel is one of the most powerful nations in the world, militarily, intelligence, and their economy most stable. You know why? They tithe. The Israelis who are in America, who are in Germany, who are in Europe, they send their tithe back home. Pastor Njoroge, our young people who migrated to Australia, to Canada, America, they never remember to do something back at home in Kenya. I don't know how many of them have supported you when you were building. I don't know. And should you migrate, let the young people know we are building our nation. We spend our energy and our brains building America, building Australia, building Canada, building UK. What is happening in Tharaka Nithi? What is happening in Kisii, Nyamira? Why don't we become modern Israelis? There's a school in my village, a primary school called Enchoro Primary School. All the young men in America got together. They said we focus on education. We have built the best school. I also contribute. We have turned the school around. We have computers. We are supporting students. Giving back to the community. Giving back. Come on, doing what? Today you are a graduate. Have you remembered to initiate a program, at least to build a classroom where you were born? I close on this. Doctors, lawyers, military and other professionals, they have their language. They know the codes. You know, you will hear a pilot saying, Kilo Papa Sierra Victor, Kilo Queen Alpha, Flight 574, Nairobi headed for London. They have their language. And somebody will pick them. The one who is guiding the aircrafts. You say you are cleared for runway 3, accelerate your engines now. You are cleared for takeoff and maintain 1,000 once airborne. Maintain 2,000, maintain 5,000, maintain 7,000, head north. That's the language of a pilot. Do you know the code for money? Eh? PESA. You know, I've watched the people go to parties. And you see vehicles being driven. Pickup imebeba soda. Inakuja reverse. Wanakuja kuattend birthday ya mtu. How? Wanaondoa zile chupa so. After a while, wanaanza kuona watu wanauliza, and where are the bathrooms? Because the money they have eaten needs to find its exit. And once that money is gone, you'll never see it again. Now, I'm not against parties. I saw a wedding where people put in 360,000 for flowers. Hey. Understand the language of money. Use money for the right purposes. Understand the times you are living in. Take your money and your time seriously. Be knowledgeable and competent in handling money. Separate yourself from the ordinary people. Be a wise person. You'll be respected. I have prosecuted my case, and I make a very strong appeal. This demon, monster mammon, can only be handled by financial intelligence. Financial what? Covenant people. Who? Covenant people. People endowed with wisdom from on high. Men and women that are walking with God. Be an investor, not a consumer. Be an investor, not a consumer.